Hi everyone on YouTube. This is Na again, making another one of my Come Alive YouTube stream. I'm practicing the basic 3 concepts of um, YouTube's My Creator Academy, which I can't access. So I got to figure out how to access that again. So lighting. You should shine lights on you where it's like you're not like too washed out with light or too dark, right? So just like a nice contrast. Kind of like when you go to the optometrist, right? They kind of like, can you see this? Can you see this? Right? Can you see this more? And that's how did they determine what is the best light for you. And also, as far as sound, right? If you don't have special equipment, I just have an Acer home computer that I appreciate DOR getting for me. So I guess it has a built-in speaker. It's just I actually need a speaker to hear myself when I get off YouTube. But if you like don't have any special equipments, you can just enunciate more, just try to be more clear and louder, right? And use your outside voice in consideration to your targeted viewers, right? And also webcam, right? So my webcam is a camera. So right now I don't have any special equipments, and I'm fine with it. But mine is an Aki, which is pretty good. And, but I have to admit, when I see other YouTubes and, they have this special stuff going, I do get a little jealous. And, there's a lot more to making a live stream than those just 3 basic components. I think that you can hire people to help you enhance your live stream. You can have sign up for other features on YouTube to enhance your live stream, edit things out, put this in, on some live streams, right, which I don't have, they'll have kind of like a presentation, you know what I mean, like pictures or words. So I think that's great. Just a form of good communication and community on YouTube. So today, what I'm going to talk about is the topic of mistreatment, right, from others. Cedar, no, baby. I'll go to that plate. Go to that plate. No, monkey. Go out. No, monkey. So today we're going to cover the topic of mistreatment from others, and I will give personal examples in my life. So if you remember the previous videos where I was going on a rant and rave and saying, how I don't like Asians, and not only I don't like them, I'm not afraid of them. And, I gave, whatever in that video. But today, new stuff came through my mind. And my dentist is contacting me about deep gum cleaning, which I suggest everybody take advantage of. If you are on Medi-Cal or Medicare, I think you get, it depends. If your gum is really receded, I think they do it every 3 months for you. So I highly suggest you do that. So the process involves essentially, there's basically two, right? There is deep gum cleaning and there's just general. So the general, of course, involves the rubber and, you know, they do use a scraper, but they don't go in deep, right? The deep clean, though, they do go in deep. It's below the gum line. So they do have to numb you up, right? And the dental hygienist does it, not your dentist. And so it goes in deep. But you do need it. And, you know, the deep cleaning, at least at my 7-day dentals, what I really like, they're really on top of their game. I think there is like a mouth rinse that you could buy beforehand to kind of prep your mouth for the procedure. And, you know, once they numb you up and go in deeper, and, you know, of course, you're going to bleed, right? And your gum might be sensitive. Everybody's case is different. Mine, it really didn't bother me. So there's like a rinse to prep for that. And sorry for the noise, right? There's always competing with my live stream. So there's a rinse for that, after rinse. Just as there is when you pierce your ears now, they have a lotion to kind of keep your, help with the healing process of piercings, cartilage, right? Keep it clean, more healing. So take advantage of all those added additional things to help you take care of yourself. All right. So that's my little hack on health and beauty, because, you know, having teeth, right, is I think that's what makes a person beautiful. So my video today and what's running through my mind, and we're going to touch topic on mistreatment, right? And the concept of, you know, you hear this saying, we teach people, right, how we want to be treated, essentially, whether you're aware of it or not, right? So hold on one second. Astra's crying. Astra, we all want it. He's crying because he got a taste of freedom yesterday and got to go outside for his first time. And he likes it. So he's wanting to go out again. But they're allowed to go out under supervision. I have to be out there to make sure, you know, they're safe and there's no other animals out there, right? And they're not going to run into things, you know, it's going to be a predicament. So he's crying because he wants to go outside. After the video, I'll let him out. Maybe if he sees himself on YouTube, he'll be happier. You see yourself on YouTube? Maybe if I hold him, he'll be happier. Oh, yeah. Normally he's quiet, so right now he wants to go out after the video, okay? So anyways, we are going to touch base on mistreatment and the concept that, you know, some believe that, or the saying, we teach people how we want to be treated. So we're going to take an hour out, and I'm going to ponder on that with every other person. Why are some people in your life treating you the way you are? And maybe what are some stuff you're doing, right, to that's happening. But back to the teeth, what I found is a big beauty hack in terms of, right, I'm going to go back to Echo Town today, but in terms of like not wasting stuff, like this side, I could feel I need it. Is the tea bag, not tea tree, tea bag treatment. All right. So what does that involve? Essentially, you want to heat up your tea, right? And try to use basic tea with no special, flavor or anything like that. Just basic, just basic tea. Green tea, right? Stuff like that. You can heat it up because the heating process, especially with salt, is very therapeutic and soothing for your mouth. And then, what you're going to do a detox, right? So try to drink the tea, right, without any sugar. But if you're like me and you just want to put a little stevia in there, that's fine, because stevia is not harmful like artificial sugar. And then after that, what you're going to do, okay, when you're done with your tea, do not throw the tea bag away. Okay, what you're going to do is you are going to remove the tea bag very carefully, right, because the bags will break on you. And you're just kind of squeeze out the remaining tea, right? Cito, loco. And then from there, right, you are going to essentially pretend you're at the dentist and you had a procedure and you're just bleeding out. And essentially you're going to use, instead of a cotton, right, gauze, you're going to use a tea bag, right? So the first place you want to put the tea bag is all the way like in the back molars, which, as you know, has the most cavities because it's hard to, right, reach back there. So you're going to put the tea bag all the way back there, okay? And the tea bag essentially will drain out the saliva and the germs, right, in your mouth. So let that process happen naturally. So essentially you just want to place it back there. You don't even need to necessarily bite on the tea bag because the tea bag will break. And it will slowly soak up your saliva and all your mouth germ, right? That's causing all these dental problems and gingivitis and sensitivity and all of that. I've tried it. Does it work? Yes, it does. For the first time after I tried it, my teeth, like right at nighttime, I brushed it. It didn't bleed. And my teeth, the reason why they want me to come back and do another cleaning every 3 months, I have gingivitis, like most of us. And I always bleed, right, when I brush my teeth. It works. I actually did it in my last channel here on YouTube. That's why I was joking around. I said, I'm probably the only one, like, right, doing that on YouTube. And so I did it, and I was trying to like demonstrate it on YouTube because it works. And just to show you how much it works, I did on one side, right? And then I didn't do on the other. And this right here, my salivary gland, right? It always used to be really like big, right? And I thought, maybe that's just me, after a bunch of dental surgeries and stuff. But then when I bit on the tea bag, right, this salivary gland area, right, saliva, right, it completely decompressed. I was like shocked. Completely. And I was recording all this on my previous channel on YouTube. So I just did one side of my face. This completely decompressed, right? And then not only that, folks, you know how you have these poofy things in your eye area? From here, this decompressed, and then the poofy thing in my eyes totally like went away. So the misconception that you have poofy eyes because you're tired or you just woke up, no. You might have underlying, right, infections in your face. So from here, this decompressed, and I noticed the poofiness in my eyes went down. And the next thing, this area right here. Yeah, I always have this droop in here. I say it kind of looks like the dog that has droopy cheeks. This is one proof. This, and then this area went down like this. Yep. And there's really no way you can tighten that, unless you do facial exercises or jade rolling. And the reason why my skin is kind of, shining is because I use face polisher. So those are some of the things that can help you out. And literally, I look like a stroke patient. Like one side of my face was down, and the other side of my face was like up and poofy. And this one was down, and I was like, like a Picasso. So I am testimony, like this tea bag, it works. Natural, cheap, right to the point, it works. Right? Anything that God makes is good. Tea. That's why I got into massage therapy, because I trust in things that God made, natural. I think Western medicine is kind of promoted, right, with the billion-dollar pharmaceutical, that, medicine is more effective. No. I've never seen any medicine on the shelf that did what a simple tea bag that you would have just thrown away did to me. And just by the feel of my mouth right now, it's kind of sensitive. I have to do it again. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? A lot of times you think it's your gum, but then your teeth might be sensitive because there's other problems. Go see your dentist, all right? If they're going to let you go see the dentist, go. Get your 3 months of cleaning, when you see the dentist. let them treat you. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. And definitely it's worth putting your money into having like a worry-free mouth, right? A mouth that you could just smile. And, it's like having nice, acrylic nails, right? Women do nails. I think men should do their teeth, and everybody. So I'm going to make this video on mistreatment, the psychology behind it, and my personal experience. So in my previous videos, I mentioned about how one of the sister here was saying, all right, idiot, was saying, she was going to share her internet, right, with their mother, but, make sure that I don't get it and some other person here doesn't get it. And idiot doesn't even realize that I have my own internet, right, with AT&T. AT&T gives me it for $10 a month. I have the paper. But I want to expose more of how shitty her thinking is, right? Because in terms of the brain, remember I told you people who are sick individuals, literally they have rotten brains, right? So don't, it's like somebody with a mouth that smells. Stay away from them. Don't speak to them, right? Just like if something stinks, you don't have to smell it. If somebody is being sick to you or sadistic, right? Don't speak to them. Stay away from them. And if they get violent, you know what? Call the police. They get locked up in an insane asylum. All right? So I want to expose to you how shittier her thinking is, because it's, I forget stuff and then they come back, right? So that's her stance, right? And then a long time ago, when I worked at Macy's in the year 2004, of course, as an employee, I get employee discount. Well, guess what? These same two sisters, when they found out about that, like vultures to a dead body, they were in the mall, can we use your employee discount? Knowing the employee discount is only for employees and they don't work there. And they also knew that if they were caught in doing that, I would lose my job that I just got, right? But that's how shitty and messed up, rotten their thinking is, and their brains. So one sister, she made me go get exchange a shishido, whatever, right? First she made me put it on employee discount, knowing it would risk my job, and I'm not supposed to do that, and she's not supposed to do that, and they have cameras everywhere. And then she changed her mind. Then she wanted me to return it, right? And do this and do that. And she is the same person that is still talking shit behind my back, right? And the other one, she lets her perverted husband, tell her, he's like a jobless valedictorian from Bolsa Grande High School by choice, right? Leeching off of, my family and my sister because she's stupid enough, right? And, he was saying same thing, don't help, nah, right? In life, you got these idiots, right? Talking like that, because they're peons. They're peons in life on a power trip. God forbid, don't help her, right? Um, so they also went to the mall and used my employee discount at Macy's, I think, to buy like a bed set. This is how pathetic they are. This is how pathetic they are. So, all you can do is just expose them for all that they are so that, other people at least know and can be warned, right? And they could decide themselves to take from there what to do. I'm playing with my hair because I've got some hair going. You can see now a little mohawk going. So I'm getting excited. See how? Yeah, this is how pathetic they are. This is how they're stinking, thinking how rotten their brains are. Right? They're wishing that essentially I don't get help in life. And for that very reason is why I do get a lot of help from the United States, right? My school, right? I get the BOG, right? American Dream Act, pay for my school, 2 years of school, Department of Rehabilitation that I'm trying to look for work through. They pay for my books and my computer and school supplies. I'm supposed to pick up school supplies today. And, for a while I had HUD, right? And these two idiots went to my HUD apartment. And honestly, I didn't want them there. And HUD doesn't allow them there. For that reason. The reason why HUD's so strict, because they know all the bullshit and what could potentially happen, right? Because then you get, right, some family members that might come to somebody's HUD apartment, right? And then, hey, can I stay here, right? Or can I just come over and act stupid, right? That's why HUD's so strict. So, and that happened at the time where, they were like, when I got hired in the mall, right? The first idiot was saying, oh, like, have you seen the other girls? And all I just wanted to say is, have you looked at yourself in the mirror, ugly bitch, ugly Asian bitches? On a power trip, right? Because now they have white money. Pathetic, whack jobs. But I was working at Macy's, and I ended up taking over men's skincare. So I'm giving you more details as to why I don't like Asians, right? And not only am I not afraid of them, I'm gonna sock it to them someday. End it. Asian bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, I'm racist. So what? So what? I hate my own race. Tough. Look at them. When I worked at Macy's at the time, after the fact, they were talking shit, like always. They got shit coming out of their rear ends and mostly their mouth all the time. So I actually took over. I did a little bit of women's Estee Lauder, right? I have my own counter, and then Clinique, and then they switched me over to do men's skincare because they thought I had nice skin and I would, be entertaining, to be with the men. And I basically took over the skincare line, all the nice skincare line for men, specific to the lab, which is like a very high quality, line for men. And we had a Japanese machine. That's why Japanese like gadgets, right? They're into this kind of stuff. We had a machine that basically amplifies somebody's skin 10 times. So I would scan their face and you would just see what issues, more what they had going, and we would treat it, right? Whether it's ingrown hair, which is an issue for men. So just kind of share really quick what I learned in the mall. Men, right? If you want to avoid that, don't shave back into your face, because that's how you shove the hair back into your face. What can you do if you get ingrown hair? Use a scrub. You're just gonna go in and scrub, and hopefully allow the hair to go back out, right? And then the 3 steps for men and women. You want to wash your face and open it up. Open up the pores, hot steam bath. Right? It's kind of like opening up your house, let out the smell, the dust in the air. So you're going to wash your face. That's first step. Then the second step, you're going to close it and clean it with astringent, or what's called witch hazel. Okay? That's very important, right? You want good insulation in your home. And then third, you want to protect your face. Now that you're already open and close it, you want to make sure it stays that way. So that involves using, right, SPF, right, sun protection, right? So contrary to a lot of popular belief, people think if they tan and have fake tans and fry themselves, no, it's not good. There's actually another German model. Her name is Martina Big or something. She insulted a lot of African Americans because she said that she wanted to be dark and crispy. And yeah, that's not healthy. And I will, I guess, try to find a video about that girl. A lot of the beauty things she does and her thinking is not healthy, folks. Please do not imitate her. And yeah, but she's entertaining. So protect your skin with SPF, right? And I learned that SPF, a lot of times people don't understand, like 15, 30, what's the difference? There is no difference. It's sun protection factor. And it just means that you could be out in the sun, and, if it's 15, that means, 15 to 30 doesn't mean you're going to get more protection. It's just protection. The 15 to 30 means that it'll protect you for 15 hours, 30 hours, and then you don't have to reapply, right? What I love about working men's skincare for men is that men love to reveal their skin, and I think skin is not made out to be sins, right? Just because people expose their skin doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I just love the way men, they love to expose their raw, beautiful, manly skin. Whereas women, right, on the other side of the mall, sorry about the noise on the side. There's always lovely little noise competing with my video. They're trying to help me out. So women, though, actually, they love, right, foundation, concealer, powder, like Ronald McDonald's. And, nowadays, they try to do a little bit of both, right? So you have the BB cream. So what is BB cream? Essentially, it is tinted, it's tinted moisturizer, but sometimes the BB cream might have other ingredients in there that is a primer, right? So a lot of people don't know what a primer is, and I'm not going to assume, men do, but you'd be surprised. Some men know more about beauty than women. So primer, to me, essentially, foundation, concealer, powder is old school. You don't need it. Primer essentially is all of that better, right? And it's in a BB cream, where it's a little bit of tinted BB, right? And a little bit of of sun protection. So, now women are jumping on that bandwagon too, where they don't want to cover their face, they want to reveal it. But, it's a personal choice. And, we live in a country where luckily nobody can define beauty. Whereas in other countries, right, based on social, cultural, and a little bit of, criminal justice, where they can't cut their hair, right? It's got to be long. The way they dress, they can't show they're only going to show their eyes. So we're lucky we live in a free country where, I can have short hair, right? And not be prosecuted for that religiously, socially, or any which way. So that's what I did working in the mall at 30 minutes. And I was saying at a point where there was two other blondes, right? When I say blondes, it's not because I'm picking on blondes. I don't remember the name because usually if I meet people like that, I don't care to remember them. But there was two blondes there. Essentially, they just stood around. And the skincare line, the reason why they put me there is because they made absolutely no money. Because these two blonde girls there essentially didn't do anything. And not only that, they stood around and caused a lot of trouble to me. One blonde, she was just very stuck up, and you could tell she was two-faced, like the rest of them in the mall mostly are like that. And then the other one was very malicious. She would steal, men's skincare samples, take it home, and, she would stand on the side and kind of make fun, of me. So one day I just came up to her and I gave it back to her, right? And I came up to her in the mall. And you know how I told people I like to pull people's pants down for them? So I came up to her in the mall and I approached her because, she thinks I'm scared of her, but I'm not. Like I said, blonde can be bought in a box. So who cares? So I came up to her and I said, and I said it really loud in the mall to embarrass her. I said, I was just wondering what diarrhea is going to come out of your mouth now. Yeah. And she didn't back off. She didn't back off. She didn't back off. Honestly, if it was just me and her on the street, right? I give her a new look. So yeah, you right, you have to examine why you're being treated like that, right? If indeed we teach people how we want to be treated, right? Is it something we're doing to provoke it? Is it something that we're not doing to prevent it? Right? So I want to freeze frame, right, that thought, because unfortunately there are a lot of ugly bitches like my sister, right? That are two-faced and they think they're pretty, right? Because they get their little Orange County purses. But they don't even care to like buy toilet paper to wipe their asses kind of deal. And that's typical of people in Orange County. They love to show off, right? And then you find out the real story at home. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. So let's talk about that, right? What are you not doing and what are you doing, right? Maybe you're doing something, but you're blind to the fact right? You know, to the point, because I'm going to slit the throat of these bitches from the get-go start. This family has been sick to me since the day I was born. The first thing they've ever did sick to me was when I lived in Arkansas, because I am from Little Rock, Arkansas, in the United States before heading out to the countries of Texas. But the very first thing that these idiots ever did to me here, and maybe they forgot, but I haven't forgotten, and was they led me down a corridor. And I told this to everybody in my psychology class, how sick they are. Um, because, essentially they want to showcase themselves, right? So my psychology professor knows in all of my class, they had me walk down a corridor, and essentially at the end of the corridor, they ganged up on me, and essentially I think it was in a room, and they all held onto the door, wouldn't let me out. I mean, this is the sick shit this family pulls on me every single day, right? Because some people are sick, and they're getting sicker, and they're sickest, and essentially they're incurable, right? So essentially those kind of people, I don't give a shit about them. So they held onto the door, and they were enjoying the whole experience, right? And me being emotionally distraught, right? Because this is something that sick individuals feed off of, right? They feed off of that. You know why? Because they have shits for brains. That's why, right? Think of it this way. How does somebody get cavities? From eating shit. So same thing with the sick individuals. They feed off of crap like that, right? And, when I was young, I had to put up with their shit, right? And, now, it's different, right? Now it's different. So, right there, I'm admitting to you that the reason why they got away with doing a lot of shit in the last 50 years of my life was my stance was, being a little kid and a teenager, and just, from high school to now I'm 50. I just, I didn't do anything about it, right? And then, you start to see a pattern here, and that it's getting worse. It's kind of like cancer. It's like it's growing, metastasizing, right? So, now I do something about it, right? Because in general in life, there's Newton's basic law. Every action, there's always going to be an equal and opposite reaction. So I reiterate, these sick individuals, like my family here, or their family, I disown them. For the record, for everybody, I disown them. I don't want to have anything to do with them, right? So my hate for Asians is beyond that. I'm not afraid of them. And yes, I will do everything in my power to slam them in the United States. And I think this is, honestly, I think this is why, to this point in my life, all this is happening. Because right now, I think Asians feel they have the upper hand, right? Right? China banning YouTube. There was a day in U.S. history where China was used to work in the United States, and they were not even allowed to be citizens, even if they wanted it. So, what? You know how I said I like the good old olden days of American vintage, right? It's vintage means that the era. Like your love with that part of the United States. I think we should revert to that, right? It doesn't matter if Asians want citizenship, right? We just deny it. I think that solves a lot of problems. So on defense of YouTube and myself and everybody, this is why I expose crazy people, to protect the collective whole, right? Because of their brain disease, you have to see it as that. A lot of crazy, remember it says it comes out complete opposite. A lot of crazy individuals, crazy mean out of control, they think they're in control. So a lot of that, like criminals, you have no choice. Like you have to put up with verbal abuse. You have to put up with physical abuse. You have to put up with them financially exploiting you, right? And, and on and on and on again, right? Because guess what? They're your family, right? They're your relatives, aunts and uncles, right? They're people close to your family. Guess what? According to all categories that I'm under, criminal justice, psychology, and everything else, those are the individuals, because they are close to you, are the ones who are going to commit crime to you, right? Like they did me and everybody else. It's something people don't want to have a conversation about it, but I'm talking about it because you have a right to do what's called a healthy disconnection. Just pull the plug. It's kind of like in the movie The Matrix, where, right, they had something behind their head, and then somebody came along, just went, and then the actors in the movie kind of went like this, right? And, again, I'm going to base it on the Bible, right? So all you bad people out there who pretends you love God or have God in your life and all this shit, you can excuse yourself. We know they're a bunch of hypocrites and just, they're a bunch of hypocrites and they're children of the devil. And they're going to fry in hell. How I see it, the sooner the better. These individuals who do that, right? The Bible says, who is your true, right, mother and father, right? Who are the true ones? You know what the Bible says and what Jesus said? It's not their birth parents. He said, whoever plays a part, right? So essentially, my dad was a deadbeat dad. All right, for the record, that's illegal to have kids and not pay for child support. So they're all criminal, right? And he's a deadbeat dad, right? So do I ever consider him my dad? No. And plus, he's dead. Another little lovely person here, unfortunately, is still alive. And she, she's abusive and she plays a bunch of games because essentially she doesn't have a life. So, and then he's got another, right, Asian bitch wife that essentially is not there. And this one is here bothering me like every moment of my life. So what can you do about that, right? What really irks me is these idiots here. Right? They'll say, I'm your mom. And you're dumb. Right? My sister. Right? And people don't realize the sick shit they have done the 50 years of my life. Just kind of like my cousin that was adopted, this French whore named Isabel. She uses my grandpa's last name for her kids. She had she had kids with a Mexican guy, and she calls her, at least the first one, Priscilla Dow. It's like, did my grandpa give you your kids? Sick little French bitch that my family and relatives support because one of my aunt was part of U.S. immigration attorney. And I don't trust her anymore. I think she's a crook. That's why I tell my boyfriend, I love my boyfriend more than my own family, right? Or their family. And if they don't like it, guess what? Go to hell. Yeah, ever since I met my boyfriend, there's all these whack jobs like here that, they have to like be in bed, with me and my boyfriend. Even the idiots here, they eavesdrop on my conversation, even though I make it very clear I want nothing to do with them. They were saying, who's this guy that she's always talking to, right? How about none of your fucking business? Like, go get a fucking life and leave everybody the fuck alone. How about that? And yeah, my boyfriend doesn't like them either. I'm not gonna bow down and kiss their Buddhist fucking asses. Neither is my boyfriend. And the reason why I like my boyfriend, because he's not Italian. I mean, he's not fucking Asian. That's why these other fucking Asian half-breeds, try to diss my boyfriend, didn't work with me. I don't love somebody for their race. Okay, idiots, mixed breed idiots. Okay, and they don't determine how I feel and what I fucking do with my goddamn life. Right, with the Chinese, banning YouTube, right? Fucking Priscilla Chan here, half Chinese, half Vietnamese, FOB. You don't tell us what to fucking do. I don't bow down, right, to fucking Asians. The little Buddhist statues and shit. When I was little, I had to go to their damn temple and smell the fucking incense. And, they call it like their spiritual shit. And to me, it was like gross. The smell of the fucking incense. They're bowing down to like a fucking statue, like the Bible says. You know what I mean? Like, did that fucking statue like make the sun and the moon, right? And I think one time I was in a temple where one of the monks like literally like tried to kiss me, and I was like so grossed out because I guess in Buddhism, I guess they believe in suppressing, right, their urges to have sex. And I was at a temple and this monk, he kissed me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm grossed out. Like, what the fuck? Right? Ugh. So for all of you Asians, fucking half-breed Asian jokers, right? Yeah. You think because you're part Asian, I would like you? No. What did the Bible say? I base everything on the Bible. The pure in heart. Okay? And we know, right, how these kids come about. Let's just put it that way. We know. Right? And what they do with their sex life is, I don't fucking care. But, they're always up and up in mine. Even when I was young, if I dress, right, oh, you can't be sexy because they're not, right? Even if I want to, look at Playboy magazine or something, right? Or men. Oh, you can't do that. Now my boyfriend's Italian. You get these fucking Asians, fucking half-breed Amerasians, right? Who's this Italian guy? They're so lame. They're so lame. You know, Asians to me, this shit smells and comes off of them like fucking incense. You would only know if you went to a Buddhist temple. Their incense, it fucking reeks. Like you can't even breathe. And to me, that's what Asians doing to the United States and the world. It's like, you know, they think it's all about them. Like, what the fuck, right? The fuck. Get the fuck away from me and everybody and everything. Seriously. So, you know, I examine things I wasn't doing. And now, let's just say this thing I'm going to do. Right? Because like I said before, it doesn't start with stupid individuals. It ends with me and God. Now it's time to end it. And don't fall for their, I'm sorry. Like Facebook, right? YouTube makes fun of them because they kind of count how many times since Facebook got started. I'm sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry that happened, right? His, you know, Mark said, sorry. And then he gets his, whatever, the other lady. We're sorry. We're really sorry. We're sorry. We're so sorry. And then they do it again, a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And how I see it, according to the Bible, none of this shit should have fucking started in the first place. And if I don't successfully wipe off all the shit from the world, I can tell you who will. God. In hell. The whole concept of hell is that he's going to purge. He's going to burn it all up. Because you know how some shit, you know, it's so hard to like clean, right? Clean it. God said, back off. I will. He's going to purge all of this crap in hell. And hell is a place of no fitting. And that is a significant point, right? Because I was talking about taking care of your feet. Because you can't stand, just like sex, like all these pervs and pieces of shits, peons in life. I was talking about fucking sex. The reason why the Bible says hell has no footing, and I said that's significant, folks, because given an opportunity, right? They'll come back. They will come back again and again and again. And that's why God deemed them mortals, right? Humans subjected to death, right? He knows all this shit's going to transpire, and he doesn't want to give them the opportunity, which you see some people, they pull the same shit day in and day out, right? And they're not going to stop. It's getting worse. It's getting worse, folks. I've seen people from the coronavirus pandemic, you would think they would try to stay clean just to avoid death. No. I've seen so many people here around me. They're at their worst. They're at their worst. You know, they're at their worst. And they're not going to stop. Right? And they're all the same. Sick is sick. It doesn't matter which social culture or whatever. They hang around each other. Um, and like I said, right, they think they're some kind of a sicko, right? Some 3-second sicko rock star, right? But guess what? God kind of ruined all that for you guys, right? Idiots out there, maggots, scums of the earth.